Alright, what's going on, guys? Hope you all are doing well. So today we are talking about the final season for Cold War Zombies, and you might think it's a little bit early to be speaking about this right now as Season 5 Reloaded literally just came out, but for all intents and purposes, Season 6 is going to be the grand finale for Cold War Zombies, and I do think, at least as far as Zombies content goes, it's going to be significantly more packed than Season 5 was, and I think we'll be setting us up for a very interesting year with Vanguard ahead of us. But today we're going to be talking about potentially the dream is not dead for a third Outbreak Easter egg maybe, and then also we're going to be discussing the next round-based map, which will be coming in Season 6. So if you guys are excited for the grand finale of Cold War Zombies and are ready for this stuff, make sure to drop a like. If you are new to the channel, of course, make sure to subscribe. It is completely free and it only takes a second of your time, and you can stay up to date with literally everything that's happening in Zombies. So on top of everything we know that's already coming with Season 6 that just like Treyarch has announced, I also went over all of the intel with a very fine-tooth comb and was able to pick out some very interesting bits that are huge implications for where not only the rest of Cold War is going to go, but potentially even Vanguard, but we'll stick with this for now. But before things get too crazy, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor. Mech Arena is here and better than ever. If you happen to be a super important businessman and you just don't have time to sit down and commit to long multiplayer games anymore, you still need a shooter game that satisfies that craving, well, don't worry. Mech Arena is all about extremely fast-paced, action-packed gameplay with a very smooth gameplay loop. You can pack 2 to 3 entire matches of Mech Arena within 10 minutes and having adrenaline-fueled encounters along the way. It's not clunky feeling like other mech-based games. With a variety of mechs to choose from, you can pick your favorite and really climb to the top of the leaderboards against other players around the world. If you download the game using the link in the description, you'll be given these 3 free rewards: the mil-spec skin, 500 A coins, and 70,000 credits upon download. You guys can also add me on the game if you want to, and I might just see you in the arena. You'll also be given consecutive rewards for every single day that you log in. It's also completely free to play on iOS and Android, so don't wait any longer. Check it out using the link down below. But thank you very much to Mech Arena for sponsoring this video. But getting back to things here, Treyarch has obviously told us that Season 6 is going to have the final round-based map in Cold War Season, and they've also confirmed that the last Outbreak map, Armada, has already been added. However, we haven't seen a third Outbreak Easter egg despite 2 more maps being added additionally, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because all of the information we now know about Season 6 points to potentially that happening before the round-based map. Sure, most of you know all of the Outbreak Easter eggs have been named Operation something, right? The Legion fight was Operatia Inversia, which is basically Operation Inversion. There was also Operation Excision, and now in the intel that we got in Season 5 Reloaded, there's a new one being discussed called Operatia Izbavitel. This basically translates to something along the lines of Operation Savior or Operation Redeemer, which is how I'll be referring to it for the rest of this video. Now, there's a character known as the Stranger, which if you've even glanced once or twice at the intel, you've probably seen who this is, and of course we know recently this man's name is Zykov, and he's been trapped in the Dark Ether for an unbelievably long amount of time. Zykov is fully aware of the Cold War that's going on between Requiem and Omega, but is far more concerned about the Forsaken invading the realm, which is the #1 priority for him, and Zykov is basically telling both Requiem and Omega, as he's communicating with them both, that he's gonna side with the team that basically rescues him first. We also know that Requiem is fully aware of this Operation Redeemer about to happen, even though it's being developed by Dr. Peck and Kravchenko almost exclusively. I'm not entirely sure if it's only Zykov they're going after to rescue, as Kravchenko has a really interesting quote, which is basically, Kravchenko is asking if they're able to rescue the war hero, and these are capitalized. And I got to thinking about that. I'm like, if this isn't Zykov, as it really wasn't previously stated that he's any kind of war hero really, they're trying to pull somebody from a different reality, and of course, you kind of know where I'm going with this. If we're looking at the 4 main crew that possibly could be as far as the original characters, it's obviously not going to be Richtofen, as he's more of a scientist than a war hero. It's not going to be Bocw Masaki for a variety of reasons, not least due to his voice actor literally retiring, but that leaves us with 2 remaining options out of that crew, assuming that's what it is, that being Dempsey, which could be labeled a war hero, and also Nikolai Belinsky, which of course falls into that category as well. Now, granted, that is very speculative on my part, and I'm not going to say for sure that's what's going to happen, but either way, we are pulling somebody out of the Dark Ether, and most likely Zykov, either way, will make it out, either via Requiem's advancements or Omega's. The reason I think it's possible we get this as a third Outbreak Easter egg pulling Zykov from the Dark Ether is because these round-based maps typically aren't referred to by these operations. To be fair, Operation Redeemer does pretty much sound like the final act or the conclusion of something. Treyarch did, of course, add both Collateral and Armada, which are compatible with the previous Easter eggs, but really haven't seen any ones of their own, so that could change. There was also intel of Dr. Strauss mentioning that Operation Inversion, which is the Legion fight, basically that research also took place elsewhere, which had been land repurposed before being moved to Ruka, so that's why I do think there is a possibility that we see some kind of third Outbreak Easter egg implemented, maybe in Season 6, like the beginning of it, and then the round-based map will be in Season 6 Reloaded. A lot of the intel reveals the director has been manipulating Samantha Maxis in pretty ridiculous ways, getting a guard to potentially kill her dog if she hadn't opened up a portal to save him just to demonstrate her power, also making Samantha Maxis kill a captured Omega agent, and if she didn't, then Dr. Gray would have been executed. So far, we still don't have a really good grasp on exactly who the director is or is going to be, but I'm sure all is going to be revealed quite soon. So, in regards to the next round-based zombies map, this is where things get pretty interesting. We know that Zykov basically knows that the entire Cold War between Requiem and Omega is very, childish and honestly very futile in compared to the Forsaken. Zykov has been in the Dark Ether, and he knows what awaits the rest of this dimension if, action isn't taken soon, and the gateways to the Dark Ether are stopped. So this is most obviously the setup to the next round-based map, which we did make a video discussing previously, and these were based on leaks that had come out just before Cold War actually did release, and as far as the map names go, all of those leaks were 100% accurate, although the details were maybe 70% accurate, and if you haven't seen that video, then I highly recommend you go and watch it. Right now, I think it's still entirely possible that the, Spoosk Stali alleged DLC 4 map is still taking place in the general location of what it did state, which is basically, at the base of this Russian facility, and amongst these caverns and ice caves with all kinds of ancient artifacts in it. Obviously, the conflict between Requiem and Omega is still going to continue to develop in this map, but I think the main, centerpiece of it is, of course, encountering the Forsaken, whatever it might be, if it's an individual, if it's a, other dimension, we don't really know. Now, in comparison to all of the other Cold War maps, which have been relatively grounded in terms of their, location and a lot of the themes, I do believe that this DLC 4, even if it is still, the Spoosk Stali map, I think it's going to be the least grounded in this current dimension, and is going to play a lot more with the concepts and maybe even the literal location of the Dark Ether. Operation Redeemer is still happening, and it very well could be the DLC format, but I just don't expect that to be the only encounter, just saving Zykov and or possibly Nikolai from the Dark Ether as well. We have to have some sort of confrontation, or at least an indication of what the Forsaken's plan is. I truly do think for Season 6, it would make the most sense to set that up in the beginning of Season 6, and then in the Reloaded update to drop the final round-based map finale for Cold War Zombies. Now, not only are we getting, of course, another round-based map, but we're also getting the final perk edition in Cold War, and originally we had leaked that Double Tap and PhD would have been the last two perks added to the game, and whether this was cut from the game or they slightly rearranged it to make Death Perception the second to last perk, either way, Double Tap and PhD obviously aren't in the game right now, and I don't think Double Tap will be, to be quite honest. I think, if anything, PhD Flopper is the most likely. In the intel, Dr. Strauss states that he has developed a new device called the Ethereum Neutralizer, and the first thing I thought of was PhD Flopper in the way where potentially this can also nullify the effects of the Dark Ether and or the damage that you take of carrying those canisters and things like that. Hard to say for sure, but I could see PhD Flopper being the finale perk, as it could have quite a few different uses in Cold War Zombies. I think PhD could honestly have one of the most interesting upgrade trees with its Ethereum crystals out of the entire series. Now, we did say at the beginning of Cold War that we were expecting to have even further expanded upgrade system with the perks and even more different kinds of Ethereum crystals. At this point in the game, I don't think that's going to be happening for Cold War. If anything, I can imagine them using that expanded mechanic in Vanguard. But at this point in the game, I'm sure we're getting a new perk, but I'm unsure about the expanded upgrade system and potentially even getting a new field upgrade. Tesla Storm may have been the last one as far as the leaked ones in the files were concerned. Tesla Storm was indeed the final field upgrade, but that doesn't mean they couldn't still technically add one after the fact. It's interesting because Vanguard is going to be serving as a prequel to Cold War Zombies in terms of the storyline, and I imagine a lot of the mechanics and things that are already in Cold War are going to remain the same, and hopefully they just build on top of what is essentially the base game. We'll be finding more about that when they actually do reveal Season 6 and talk about the next round-based map, and then also potentially even that third Outbreak Easter egg. What I want to know from you guys is, do you think Operation Redeemer truly is a third Outbreak Easter egg, or will this be integrated into the final round-based map for zombies? Now, previously, to all other round-based maps, we kind of knew what special enemies would have been added, as we had like a leaked list of them a long time ago that didn't outright tell us what they were, but they gave hints and clues as to how they might function, and that led all the way up to basically the Krasny Soldat in Mauer der Toten. But after that, I don't know if we have any other intel as far as what the next special enemies may look like on the round-based map, or potentially even the main boss. That's actually something that's really exciting about DLC 4, is outside a lot of the general setup and just like maybe location of where the map is going to take place, we really don't know a lot of specifics as far as what's going to be in it and what we'll be doing. But one way or another, this Operation Redeemer is going to take place, and we will be getting a new perk, I imagine, alongside that piece of content as well. So Season 6 is hopefully going to be pretty big, and I do hope that they end on a great finale. As I did say at the beginning of the video, it potentially is a little bit early to be talking about Season 6, but as we did just get Season 5 reloaded, and a lot of the intel is fairly revealing, it was definitely worth talking about and just sort of getting a baseline for. But I would love to know your guys' theories on everything we discussed down below in the comment section. What do you think about Operation Redeemer? Do you think that Dempsey or Nikolai will make a return? And what do you think about the DLC 4 map? If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel before you go. Also, I stream zombies over on Twitch, and it's a great place to hang out. It allows me to be a little bit more personable with you guys. If you don't follow me over there, that would be wonderful. But I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you all in the next stream or the next video. Take it easy. I'm gonna go now, and peace out.